What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be doing a redraft from one of the better drafts of the 21st century. We're going to be redrafting the 2009 NBA draft. So you have your all-stars, your superstars, your future Hall of Famers in this draft, and then you have your bust in the lottery. So we are going to be going through the lottery in a redraft, and I'm going to be giving, I think, 5 honorable mentions, because this draft is really freaking good. So yeah, drop a like if you guys do enjoy these redrafts, and then after the video is done, you can let me know in the comments maybe what you disagree with. Maybe this player should have gone higher. Let me know that in the comments below. So without further ado, let's get into this. So coming in at the 14th pick here in the 2009 redraft, the Phoenix Suns are going to be selecting Brandon Jennings out of Oak Hill Academy High School in Virginia. Originally, the Suns took Earl Clark out of Louisville, so this is definitely a step up for them. Throughout Jennings' first 6 years in the NBA, he looked like he could be an actual all-star point guard in the NBA throughout his career. He averaged about 16.5 points, 6 assists, over a steal a game, and he did shoot 35% from 3, but he was an inefficient shooter from the field. He wasn't great on the defensive end. He was traded to Detroit for Brandon Knight and Chris Middleton in the 2013 offseason after playing 4 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks. Then he played 2.5 years with the Pistons, was traded to Orlando, then he signed with the Knicks, only played 58 games for them, and then in 2017 he was on the Wizards. 2018 he went full circle, was back on the Bucks, but has not been in the NBA since, and will probably not be in the NBA once again. But he's going to come in as the 14th overall pick here in the redraft. So coming in at the 13th overall pick, I'm going to have the Indiana Pacers select Patrick Beverley out of Arkansas. Beverley played his first 5 years in the NBA in Houston, and he spent 3 seasons overseas as well, and he didn't come into the NBA till 2012, and he was a great player for the Rockets. Obviously, you know him and Westbrook's rivalry throughout his career, and then he was later included in the Chris Paul trade in the 2017 offseason, which sent Chris Paul to the Houston Rockets. And then Patrick Beverley has been a very good player for the Clippers so far. We all know that he's one of the better defensive point guards in the NBA, and he's going to be a better selection for the Pacers, who originally took Tyler Hansbrough out of UNC. Coming at pick 12, we're going to have the Charlotte Bobcats at the time select Patty Mills from Australia. Mills came into the NBA right away for the Portland Trailblazers. He spent 2 years there and then ended up going to San Antonio in the 2011 offseason, where he has spent the last 9 seasons playing for them and has been a crucial part of one championship team. Obviously, it was in 2014. Over those 9 years in San Antonio, he has averaged 9 points, 2.5 assists, and has shot 39% from 3. They call him the Aussie Assassin, and he's going to come in at pick 12 here in the redraft. Staying in the Eastern Conference now, we have a team that was from a different city back in 2009, the New Jersey Nets, and they are going to be selecting DeMarre Carroll out of Missouri here with the 11th pick. They originally took Terrence Williams out of Louisville, so they're staying with that wing position. And they're going to take Carroll, who has played for a lot of NBA teams throughout his career. He's been playing on Memphis, Houston, Denver, Utah, Atlanta, Toronto, Brooklyn, San Antonio, and now Houston again. That's 8 different teams if you were counting, and then 9 if you count him going back to Houston for a second time. He's averaged 9 points and has shot 36% throughout his career, but he's been known for being a very solid wing defender in the NBA, and he's going to come in at pick 11 here to the Nets in this redraft. And the final pick before we get into the honorable mentions will be the 10th overall selection. I'm going to have the Milwaukee Bucks select Darren Collison out of UCLA. So the Bucks originally got Brandon Jennings here with the 10th overall pick, who we talked about before. But Darren Collison was a pretty underrated player throughout his career before he ended up retiring before going into Jehovah's Witness in the 2019 offseason. There was some rumors about him coming back to play for the Lakers or Clippers this year, but it didn't happen. But over those 9 years in the NBA, he averaged 12.5 points, 5 assists. He shot 47 from the field, 39 from 3. He was on the Hornets, the Pacers, the Mavericks, the Clippers, the Kings, and then back on the Pacers to end his career at 31 years old. He's coming in at pick 10 here. So now I'm going to give you my 5 honorable mentions before we get into these last 9 picks. This draft was loaded, so you could put any of these 5 players in any of those picks that I just mentioned. So the 5 honorable mentions are Jonas Jerebko, James Johnson, Wayne Ellington, Ty Lawson, and the Rookie of the Year from this class, Tyreke Evans. Now we're here at pick 9. I'm going to have the Toronto Raptors select Jeff Teague out of Wake Forest. This will probably not be a better selection from the player they originally drafted in Demar Derozen. Teague started off his career pretty slowly in Atlanta before coming alive in the 2012 season, and then since then in those 9 seasons he has averaged 14 points, 7 assists, over a steal a game, and a shot 35% from 3. And he was also a 25 2015 NBA All-Star. We're going to have one of our biggest risers here coming in at pick 8 to the New York Knicks, and it is going to be Taj Gibson out of Southern California. Gibson, who's currently on the Knicks now, would definitely be an upgrade over their original pick of Jordan Hill. Gibson played his first 7.5 seasons for the Chicago Bulls before getting traded to the OKC Thunder in the 2017 season, and then he signed with the Timberwolves in the 2017 offseason, played 2 years there, and then signed with the New York Knicks in this past offseason. He's been a great leader throughout most of his career. He's a great inside scorer. He's a very good defender in the NBA as well. He's averaged over 9 points and 6 rebounds throughout his career, while also shooting 51% from the field. Coming in at pick 7, the Golden State Warriors are going to be selecting Danny Green out of North Carolina. So Green was selected 46th overall by the Cavs and is going to be a pretty big riser, going 46-7 here in the redraft. He played his rookie year with the Cavs. He really didn't do anything for them, and then he went to San Antonio in his sophomore year. Didn't do much for them either, only played 8 games, but he really came alive in the 2012 season, where he averaged over 9 points per game and shot 43% from 3. And in his 7 most recent years with the Spurs, he's averaged pretty much 9 points, 3.5 rebounds, and has shot 39% from 3, while also being a great perimeter defender. And we all know he won a championship with the Raptors in 2019, and then obviously he won one with the Spurs in 2014, and he might win one with the Lakers this year in 2020. And unfortunately, yeah, this will not be a better pick than the original Warriors selection here at 7. Coming in at pick 6, the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be selecting a player that they took in real life here, and it is going to be Ricky Rubio. Rubio didn't come over to the league till 2 years later in the 2012 season, but he was great for the Minnesota Timberwolves as a passer, as a playmaker, as a primary ball handler for them, where he averaged over 10 points, 8.5 assists, and 4 rebounds. He wasn't the greatest shooter in the NBA, as his efficiency was never the greatest, but he knew his strengths, he knew his weaknesses, and then when he went over to Utah in the 2017 offseason, he was great for them for the last 2 years, and he was a big reason why the Suns were off to their hot start here in 2020. He was on all-rookie first team in the 2012 season, and he is a deserving selection of coming in the top 7 in this redraft. Coming in at pick 5, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves once again. They originally took Rubio here, and then at pick 6, they took Johnny Flynn, but they are going to be taking in the redraft Jrue Holiday out of UCLA. Holiday was originally selected by the Sixers 17th overall, but has been a great NBA player throughout his 10 years in the league. Since the year 2013, he has been averaging over 17.5 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds for the 76ers and the Pelicans. He's one of the league's best perimeter defenders, as well as being a great offensive player. He was traded from Philly to the Pelicans on the 2013 draft night for Nerlens Noel. He was an all-star in 2013, and he was also on all-defensive first team in 2018 and all-defensive second team in 2019. Now moving over here into the top 4, the Sacramento Kings are going to be selecting DeMar Derozen out of Southern California. They originally took the 2009 Rookie of the Year Tyreke Evans with this pick, but they're going to be getting a much better player in DeRozan. DeRozan didn't do much in his rookie year for the Raptors, but over the last 9 years playing for the Raptors and the Spurs, he has averaged over 21 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and has shot 45% from the field. He is a 4-time NBA All-Star. He was All-NBA third team in 2017, All-NBA second team in 2018. He finished 11th in MVP voting in 2017 and 8th in MVP voting in 2018. Now let's move here into the top 3. The OKC Thunder are going to be selecting Blake Griffin out of Oklahoma. So Griffin was obviously the #1 overall pick in this draft. He's going to be dropping to 3 here in the redraft. He didn't play the 2010 season with a knee injury, and he ended up winning Rookie of the Year in 2011. He was a great player for the Clippers, playing 7 full seasons with them. He averaged over 21 points, 9.5 rebounds, and shot 51% from the field. But then he was kind of surprisingly traded to the Pistons in the 2018 season. He wasn't bad for them when he got traded to them, and then in the 2019 season, he might have had the best season of his career, but injuries have been keeping up with him, and his career playing at an elite level might be over. He's a 6-time NBA All-Star. Like I said, he was the 2011 Rookie of the Year. He was also on the 2011 All-Rookie First Team. He was on the 2012, 2013, and 2014 All-NBA Second Team, while being on the 2015 and 2019 All-NBA Third Team. So coming in at pick 2, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be selecting James Harden out of Arizona State University. What is there to say about James Harden? Since getting traded to the Rockets Rockets in the 2012 offseason. He has averaged 29.5 points, 7.5 assists, 6 rebounds, and has shot 44 from the field and 36 from 3 over that span. He is an 8-time NBA All-Star. He was on All-Rookie Team in 2010, All-NBA First Team from the year 2014 through 2019, and he also made All-NBA Third Team in 2013. Oh yeah, he's an MVP award winner in 2018, and he also won Sixth Man of the Year in 2012. The Grizzlies originally took Hasheem Thabeet. All the good names I've mentioned so far, they took Thabeet over. Yeah, so they could have had Jrue Holiday, Demar Derozen, James Harden, Blake Griffin, but no, they took Hasheem the Dream. And finally, with the #1 overall pick here in the 2009 redraft, you guessed it, the LA Clippers are going to be selecting Steph Curry out of Davidson University. What is there to say about Curry? He was the 2015 MVP. He was the first ever unanimous MVP in 2016. He's a 6-time All-Star. He was on All-NBA Second Team in 2014, All-NBA First Team in 2015, 16, and 19. And he also made All-NBA teams between 2017 and 2018. And oh yeah, he kind of changed the way people play basketball throughout the world in today's day and age. He just made three-point shooting what it is today, and he is arguably, probably is, the greatest shooter we've ever seen in NBA history. So yeah, that is my 2009 redraft. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, if you agree or disagree with anything. And like I said in the beginning of the video, drop a thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these redrafts, and I'll make sure to maybe keep going back in time. We could do 2008, etc. So yeah, like always, thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.